Ari did text me that she is running late issue at her polling place, so she will be here and jump in when she gets here. Okay. It is 5:45.
Water damage. Does it smell like dirty feet?
Oh, do you
It
still?
smells like vomit to me. I was
Mhm.
like, what is that?
I smell dirty feet.
I think we're just used to it.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just like, oh my god, it smells so
yeah,
bad.
that's from the water.
It smells bad as it
Yeah,
is.
that's from the water
Smells like a big bad sock.
Mhm,
Yeah.
dirty feet, that's what I get out of it.
tank.
I have very few senses, but I got that one.
Alright,
All that reason.
so 5:46, let's call the meeting to order with a roll call, please.
Amanda Harness.
Here?
Samantha McDavid.
Present?
Sarah Moses. Here. Ariel Owens. Jeremy Olson.
Here.
Stacy Ramirez.
Or,
David Seymour.
Present.
and we will go ahead to subject B, Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey Ben, do you have an extra cord? I thought I had my cord.
I didn't bring mine tonight.
Either.
Sorry.
I freshly charged them.
Me too.
What?
As I read every single document.
Freshly charged.
Yeah.
And the weekly update.
Alright, next is subject C, public comment. Members of the public who wish to speak to the board should complete a request card prior to the start of the meeting. This section of the meeting will be reserved for comments from the public. All comments should be limited to 3 minutes. Criticism of individuals is not in order. Do we have any public comment? No. Okay. And then we do have a short consent agenda, and it, oh, it's, there are several employment contracts that have been, offers that have been made and accepted, and so, because it's just a consent agenda, I thought it made sense to go ahead and have it, and it is recommended that the Board of Education approve consent agenda items A through E as attached. Is there a motion?
So moved.
I have to lose it.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
And we can wait a second for you to pull it up before we.
So, this, the only one that actually I had a question about as long as we're waiting.
Yeah, you can ask a question.
Is, obviously the Director of Finance.
Mhm.
I'm assuming, that one of us was interviewing these people as well, or no? Was it just Cindy
I
and-
don't know that there was a board member.
There was not. There were 3 rounds of interviews. There was a first round that Cindy selected an interview team that included a number of finance folks and other individuals. Second round included cabinet level members, and then third round was with Minerva.
Right. All internal people though with the district? Were there
I'm
any
sorry,
extra?
what?
The people that interviewed were all internal to the district?
On the interview team?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But there have been board members on interview teams,
There have been board members on some interview teams.
but we didn't all know about that.
Was Cindy, if you wouldn't mind speaking for her, was she kind of excited about this candidate?
Very
And
excited.
I will say Cindy would be here, but she's traveling
traveling.
she's on an airplane, so she asked if Deidre would be here.
I trust her judgment in matters of finance, so if she liked this candidate a lot, it's probably good enough for me, so.
I will go ahead,
I'm sorry,
Deidre.
just to tell you a little bit, so he was initially the payroll budget manager at Springfield, and then left that to go back to the public sector. And then when their business finance director left, they called him and asked him to come back.
Gotcha.
He decided to do that. It came back on an interim basis because he actually lives in Morton, Illinois.
I saw that, yeah.
Yep, and did not want to move to Springfield, and they wanted him in Springfield. So they gave him the interim role. The interim role has turned into a permanent position, and he's still not moving to Springfield. Being in Springfield does not work for him and his family.
Sure.
and they're both commuting different ways and $6 gas and all that.
Best
But
possible
he-
reason to be
Yeah.
moving on.
Yep, and he's very, and even after our offer, he called, I talked to him on Saturday morning, and he said, Deetra, I'm not telling you this to oversell myself. He said, but Springfield has honestly thrown everything at me, including money on top of money. He said, but my desire is to be in DeKalb. Ben was also part of the interviews, if you wanna ask him.
And the offer that's in here that I read about, that's been verbally accepted?
It has been, pending board approval, he was told that.
And from memory, because I didn't look it up, it's significantly less than we're paying Cindy right now.
Mhm.
It is,
Okay,
yes.
so there's room for growth. Perfect.
Yep.
I'm good, thank you.
But he's a very strong candidate, I mean, even talking to him, I'm like, yep, this is a numbers guy.
Okay.
You hear that through and through. Through the interview process, he was involved in negotiations. So being able to juggle negotiations and an interview process for multiple districts, speaks to his ability, so anything you wanna add, Ben?
No, I mean, I was very impressed with him as well.
Nice.
I did talk to Cindy on Friday, I think, when she, called to just say that they wanted to extend this offer, and she was very excited about it.
Perfect. Sounds great, thank you.
I will say, there is, one unique thing, somewhat unique, we don't do often, is that he did ask for a
He's got
two-year
a 2-year contract.
contract. Next year, he's not shadowing, but working very closely with Cindy, and then then you'd have 1 year on his own in his contract.
Okay. Did anyone else have any questions?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Are there any other
I'm seeing
questions?
his resume.
No, I was gonna ask a different question that just
Okay.
came to me.
We
From
can
the-
come back to it if Sarah.
Well, this is from the
has
other
any.
resumes, actually.
Oh, sure, yeah, go
As long
ahead.
as we're waiting for Sarah to read that. It looked like 2 of the other positions were from outside the district, one from Rockford Guilford, I think, maybe?
Yes, the
And one
assistant
from
principal. I
Genoa.
mean, the dean, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that we just didn't have quality candidates internal for those positions, or nobody wanted them kind of thing? or-
We had no.
We're in open session too.
Yeah, we are in open session, so.
Is that not something I can?
No, well, we just wanna make
Just
sure.
curious.
Yeah,
I
we just
didn't
wanna
name
be-
names. I
yeah.
just wanted to
We
know
can
if
go
that's
into
why
quality.
or if they just were better candidates. I was
That's why we
curious.
should do this.
There were no internal candidates.
Got it. Thank you. That was it.
Okay. Are there any other questions about the contracts on the consent agenda or the personnel action items? Okay, roll call?
Samantha McDavid,
Yes.
Sarah Moses,
Yes.
Mario Owens, Jeremy Olson,
Yes.
Stacy Ramirez,
Yes.
David Seymour,
Yes.
Amanda Harris.
Yes.
And then before we go into closed session, I did, Minerva had called me today and said that there are, and Deetra, you can confirm this, I think there are several other interviews taking place or in the process, and that there potentially will be several more contracts or hires made before July 19th. And some of those technically would be starting July 1st. So she was looking to see if there's a possibility to have a very short, again, consent agenda special meeting either next week or the week after, because it's like 2-3 weeks before our next meeting.
I mean, honestly, with my travel schedule right now, I would just do it, and then if I can join remotely, I will.
Okay.
I usually can, unless I have a.
Would it be easier if I kind of send an email, have Jackie send an email and we can see what
Yeah,
works?
I mean, the only day I'm not good in the next 2 weeks is the 5th, in the
Okay.
evening. So other than that, you can count me in.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Yes.
Just so you know how this came about, we do have a candidate to move forward on an administrative position, but the reason why we're asking for the special meeting is individuals don't resign from their current position until they're board approved. So if we couldn't get somebody board approved till July 19th, they wouldn't resign till after that, so that just causes a big delay and we can lose candidates.
Can I just go into closed so we can talk about it more? Sam?
Yeah, sure. So, okay, at this point, we will adjourn to closed session.